Welcome to my performance review of Honkai Star Rail's latest update, version 2.2. Before we get to the load tests and performance tests, I want to get some frequently asked questions out of the way. If I lower my console's output resolution from 4K, will the game run better than what is seen in this video? No. In my testing, games by Hoyoverse will run internally at 4K on PS5 regardless of your console's set output resolution. Most of the frame rate issues you see are CPU related too, so even if you had the option, you would likely still see these exact same issues in the end. Only some heavy optimization or a console with a stronger CPU can help alleviate these issues. Does the game have a performance mode and/or quality mode? No. There's only a single graphics option in the graphics settings for Honkai Star Rail on PS5. That is VSync. I do not recommend turning this off. How big is this version of the game and where do you have it installed for these tests? The game is currently 64.54GB, and I have it installed in the default storage on my original fat model disc PS5. Why does this game's image quality look so soft? Excuse the reused footage from 2.1, the game does run at a native 4K from my testing. What causes the softness is the game's anti-aliasing solution, which is TAA. TAA works by jittering the pixels on screen and using the temporally generated data to smooth out the pixels on screen. This effect is most noticeable in the clips I've been displaying. Could VRR help with the game's poor performance? VRR on PS5 has its lowest frame rate window set to 48 FPS. Honkai Star Rail commonly dips below that in many combat situations. The only time VRR could potentially mitigate some of the frame time issues is when you're traversing the overworld. While VRR is a nice feature to have and can be force enabled for some titles, it would rarely ever work in Honkai Star Rail on PS5. It is much better suited for Genshin Impact than it is here. Did this version of the game improve the performance this time? The overall frame rate performance is once again very similar to 2.0 and 2.1. They did, however, attempt to improve the performance in Golden Hour and NPC heavy areas with dynamic resolution scaling, which you can see here in action in this clip, but unfortunately due to the actual problem being CPU related, the performance remains unchanged. So while they are trying, it instead just degrades the visual quality at times, while not benefiting the performance. Thankfully, in my testing, this does not occur during gameplay or when the player is in control. It only occurs during real-time cutscenes, or when you stand still in Golden Hour or an NPC-heavy area. Take a look at how the resolution drops as this vehicle drives by. That's what appears to trigger it in my testing. I have not found a single noticeable instance of it anywhere during battles. What people could confuse for it relates to TAA again. Since TAA relies on data from previous frames to anti-alias properly, when the frame rate drops, so does the quality of the anti-aliasing from the TAA solution. Now we move on to the usual tests. First up, booting the game from the PS5 dashboard to the main menu, and then going from the main menu to the actual game. This clip will play at 2x speed, but the testing was done originally in real time. The results displayed are in seconds and 60ths of a second. For those who pay close attention to these tests, you may have noticed how 2.1 loaded into the game just barely a single second slower than the last video. Why did this happen? Well, I record fresh footage the night before an update drops for Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. This way I test if the patches and hotfixes over the update's life have either improved or worsened the game. I don't think this is worth stressing about, but I thought I should clarify how I do these tests. Now we move on to a special batch of performance tests. I've recorded 4 different Golden Gears and boss sessions, 2 against the Swarm and 2 against those bots. This batch of tests will give you the best possible look at the range of performance of different team compositions while playing Honkai Star Rail on PS5. I ran these tests with auto battle on to allow for easy reproduction if need be. I personally prefer to play the game myself, but it really slows down my testing ability. Anyways, let's continue. I will not talk during the gameplay, so feel free to skip to the desired boss and/or team composition using the chapters. First up, my follow-up attack team against the Swarm.
Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind. Humans, creations!
Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. 0 points.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Answer me. Fail.
That was quick. As you saw, the performance was actually quite good. The lowest drop was here, which is to 46 FPS. It quickly bounced back, and most of the drops here were negligible, especially since you saw for yourself at how effective this team was despite the occasional hitch. Next up, my old favorite DOT team against the bots.
Eternal.
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Ill fate descends.
All will be swept away by the wind. Together as one. Human creations.
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss. Ill tidings manifest.
Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Relax.
Ill fate descends. Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Human creations. Existence is unity.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Ill tidings manifest.
While that wasn't as quick, you can definitely see how VRR would be useless with this team. The performance obviously doesn't hinder your ability to battle, but it can be distracting, especially if you're sensitive to it like I am. The lowest drop was here, which was to 38 FPS. Kafka still remains the queen of drops, it seems. Now third, a destruction hyper carry team. This team cost me 270 Canadian dollars to make for this video, so hopefully you like it.
Yin and yang. Blade of moonlight. Lend me your strength. No matter.
In lunar flame.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Blade of moonlight.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them. Converge and awaken. Human creations. yourself? Eternal.
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Lend me your strength. All will be swept away by the wind.
Try harder.
Yin and yang.
Can't kill me.
To guard and defend. Crush them.
Blade of moonlight. In lunar flame.
Human creations. Existence is unity. All will be swept away by the wind. Yin and yang. To guard and defend. Crush them. Lend me your strength.
In lunar flame. In lunar flame.
Converge and awaken. Human creations. Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
The framerate performance is much better than the DOT team and almost beats the follow-up attack one. The lowest drop here is not due to the team itself, but rather the instance of the destruction's path resonance. Now last, Team Acheron. This team is very comfortable and it also didn't hurt Wallachgoon.
Time for a fun. This is double speed.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time for a fun.
On the still waters of oblivion. Again. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
All will be swept away by the wind. Human creations.
oblivion. On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
As you saw, the performance of that team was a little more unstable. Acheron can bring the frame rate down to 42 FPS a lot when using her ultimate. It appears that this team takes 3rd place in its overall frame rate stability, but takes 2nd when it comes to how fast it cleared the boss. And there you have it, my full performance analysis of version 2.2. This video took a lot of work and money, so if you want to see this series continue, please make sure to leave a like and please comment too. I wanted to get Robin in time for this video, but unfortunately I got Yan chained, so maybe you'll see him in a future video instead. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see my coverage of future updates and other games by Hoyoverse.
What did you say? Why don't you talk some sense?
Do your worst.